Hello there ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another PvP commentary from GW2 Online. Today we're following a Ranger and we're in a structured PvP game. This match actually is a 3v3, so it's quite interesting to see how these teams work with such small numbers, which is why I've really chosen this game to show off. So we've got one player heading towards the mine for the red team, we're heading up towards the chieftain, and we've got another player who seems to be lagging a bit behind and he's going to come and assist us on the chieftain as well. As far as the blue team are concerned, we don't really know, you can't see their point of view, but it does seem they're probably going to go for Henge and then the boss in the usual fashion you would imagine. So we're stacking with a good stack of bleeds. This is a condition-based build this Ranger's running. It stacks up bleeds very effectively with the short bow. It has bleed on crit chance in the weapon, 6% chance to inflict bleed on a crit. It also has the trait to inflict bleeds as well as inflicting bleeds automatically. Also got a great sword you can now see in our offhand. So I'm not quite sure what was going on with Mick Foley, the warrior for our team just then. They actually let the sPvP boss reset on them, so rather unfortunate play there, not quite sure what that was about. We came over here to try and gank on the chieftain, but they've already managed to bring it down. So what we've got over here, we seem to have a Ranger we're engaging against first of all. His teammates seem to not be supporting him, so we're able to move in with the greatsword. Switching over now to a short bow. Like I said, the short bow is fantastic for stacking up conditions. We've got him up with a few stacks of bleeds and the burning on him as well. The actual spirit build we're running as well, we actually have a couple of spirits. Admittedly they're currently not up. You really want to be getting those back up as quick as possible. This player decided not to. I was able to finish off the Ranger anyway, so it's not really an issue, but yeah, you want to be making sure if you're running a spirit build that your spirits are up as often as possible. Here we go, putting them up. So the first one putting up there gives us protection, while the second one gives us the chance to inflict burning. And now we're over at the Henge, which is the far side point on the map. Of course, if you can control this against the enemy, it makes it a little bit harder for them to push out into the rest of the map because their closest area is so contested. It generally distracts them quite well. So we're actually going to stay around this point and try to defend it against them. That Ranger now coming back once again. Engaging with them with the short bow to begin with, saving our quickness buff till we actually really need it. We're getting inflicted there, quickness proc, trying to kite around to the side of him there, trying to flank, stacking up some bleeds. And you can see really we're doing some serious damage to him there and bringing down very quickly. Squishy builds are very susceptible to these condition-based builds. Anything on low HP really gets torn up. Even Guardians and things like that, even though they've got quite good armor sets and very survivability, if they don't have actual condition removal built into their build, they will be torn up by specifications like this. We can see our spirits are now coming straight off cooldown, and we're instantly summoning them back up, so that's important to take note of. Being engaged now by a thief, and we've also got that Ranger coming in the background as well. So now we're going to be outnumbered here on point. Popping our elite skills is going to give us some stability, fury, and also some swiftness to help us fight a little bit better. Got Elementalist now and that thief over here, trying to proc our quickness and trying to get some greatsword damage off. Unfortunately, we kind of wasted it there. We were a little bit far out from the fight. If you're going to use something like that, you want to make sure your number 3 skill is up so you can gap close very quickly. Trying to fall away from the fight is not going to go very well. Doing a fairly good job of tanking. This build does also run a trait that gives you 30% less damage when you're under 25% HP, which is obviously fantastic at taking on multiple opponents like that. But 3 opponents there, that's 2 thieves and the Elementalist against us. Sorry, 1 thief, 1 Ranger and the Elementalist against us. They managed to bring us down. Did a fairly good job. Actually brought down that Ranger at the end as well. Obviously he got an instant rally because we went down, but still it was well played. Got a little while wait on the respawn at the moment. You can see the red team are triple capped. Got double the score of the blues at the moment. Henge is being contested, so that's going to be hopefully be turned into the blue team's favour, so we can actually see this match go on for a little bit longer. The red team are really dominating it for the time being. This is mainly due to this player's pressure over at the the blue team's point, the Henge. We've got 2 players over there providing quite a bit of pressure, so it's causing them some issues. They've just brought down a Ranger over there. We've got support coming in. We have our warrior, you can see on the map, is now entering the Henge just as we're coming up over this bank. Panning the camera there to check their spawn, make sure no one's heading down. It's always an important thing you want to be doing, moving your camera around as much as possible. The thief is down here at the moment, but they're going to be 2v1'd. Bringing that critical mass to the point is going to easily finish off that squishy thief. The Ranger coming in, but it's a little bit too late. The thief is still up, managing to teleport around, playing a bit of a distraction. He's finally brought down by the warrior. and generally pushing that Ranger out there. Because they haven't got so much HP, we're just auto-shotting them, and it's actually enough to force them away from the fight. Elementalist jumping in now. That Elementalist is squishy as well, so we're able to do some pretty solid damage on him again. Again, wasting the quickness buff on the Greatsword, I don't think it's really that worth it. Good target switch there though, to get the range switch onto the Ranger, which we know is the squishier target of the two. That Elementalist is squishy as well, as we've already covered, but it's definitely better to focus the Ranger. People are running these burst damage builds and things like that in PvP quite often, and they are just too susceptible to taking some heavy damage. You at least need some sort of utility to provide you with some survivability. For example, in this build we've got the Spirit to provide us with protection, but we also have the Elite skill, which gives us stability, which puts us at a pretty good advantage against players like this thief. Though we are taking a fair amount of damage at the moment, we're going to have to actually kite out this fight. Trying to use our Spirits to provide us with some support as well is always very important. They can actually be triggered when they're up, and they provide AoEs around themselves. The Light Thief is going to manage to finish us off. So unfortunate there for our player, but well played by the Blue Thief. Those burst builds do occasionally work out like that, even though it doesn't look like he's actually going to be brought down. Oh, very, very close. He must have 1 or 2 HP left. It basically looks like he's dead. The bleeding stack that was already on him, and combined with the burn, he was actually doing some pretty good damage to him. That is another point to take note of as well. When you're actually in the down state, if your spirits are up, the buffs do proc on you. So if you do have like the burning spirit up, it will the sun spirit. Sorry, it will actually proc the burning on your attacks, which is obviously going to make it a little bit more survivable when you're in the down state, because you actually dish out a bit more damage. Coming straight back onto the henge, it's important to know your role in PvP. You want to make sure you actually pick a role and you're performing that throughout the game. You're either capping and controlling one point, or you're skirmishing around the map. You want to pick something and stick to it. You don't want to be moving around switching your role too much, because it's distracting for your team. That Elementalist there getting heavily burst down by that Warrior Greatsword build. It's so powerful. We've got the Thief engaging on us now, but it's a little bit too late. The Elementalist is already down, so he's not going to be able to really do anything with it. There as well, making sure we're firing shots where you predict he's going to go with the short bow. If you are using a ranged weapon like that, you can actually pull off tricks like that to support your team. The blue team have gone and pushed across the map to take the mine. Looks like the Thief being brought down there as well. Again, checking up on their spawn, panning that camera around. You want to be moving it around as much as possible so you can see what's going on and keep an eye on everything. So the red team are now just got to really defend these 2 points, and they will easily take the victory in a few seconds. 1v1 now against this Elementalist. You can just see these squishy builds just not have to do anything. We're just taking, what, we've taken not even a quarter of our HP, and they're nearly down already. So there we go. We took about 33% of our HP down by the time we finished them off. Thief coming in now to engage behind us, but the red team are going to take the victory anyway. So there we go. Well played there from the red team. They really controlled it. Like I said, it's only a 3v3, so each player's skill and abilities really do matter in these games. Like I said, this condition-based build, you'll be able to find the link for this in the description below if you do want to copy this build. And don't forget to check out our tanky Ranger video that we displayed on Monday. A really great build, that one, absolutely fantastic. It's one we designed in-house here. I really have fun playing it. It's one I'm running at the moment in structured PvP. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Any feedback in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out all our other shows during the rest of the week. Thank you very much.